folks, welcome back. Pretty exciting day for me here today, and I'm going to share that with you. The mail person just dropped this off, and as you can tell by what's on the side here, it's got the Woodland Mill symbol. That to me means I'm probably in for a pretty good treat. To be more specific, what's inside this box is something I ordered recently, and what that is written behind me. The Woodland Mills, the Grindlux 4000, the blade saw blade sharpener. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I was sort of on the fence as to whether I would get a sharpener or whether I would just continue using the blade until they're dull or nearly dull, and then buying new just to replace them. I've decided, after looking even at my own calculations and thinking about my long-term use, that buying a blade saw sharpener, a blade saw blade sharpener, was in my best interest. And so I purchased this with my own money. If we're looking at what it actually cost me, there's the price, $8.49 Canadian plus tax and obviously plus shipping. That's not really an easy pill to swallow, but if you consider how much a blade costs, according to my calculations, if you're buying blades from Woodland Mills themselves, I think it's 10 for, give or take, $225, it might be $250. But regardless, you're at well over $20 a blade. Factor in tax, factor in shipping to you, and it quickly pays for itself buying one of these sharpeners. Now, what I'm going to take some time to do today is actually open it up. I'm going to show you exactly what you would get if you ordered one of these and what it looks like as it comes out of the box. Then I'm going to put it together, show you how that process goes, and then hopefully before long I will be sharpening some blades. So let's get into her. Nice that they packaged it real well with some foam to protect it. Oh, there we go. We got our owner's manual. And I actually have looked at this already. This one's online. This is on their website. So when I was doing research on this, I had a good look at that. But just from a first perspective, everything is packaged in there well. It appears like they have some parts that are packaged on their own so you don't get them mixed up. Here's your hardware and some knobs and doodads and whatnot. What else we got here? Okay, this must be our sharpening stone. Yep, there's that. Looks pretty good. Okay, and I don't think I mentioned it yet, but this is a 12-volt unit, and so you will need a battery in order to power this, unless you have some sort of 120-volt inverter for US and Canadian wall sockets. We got some fuses put here, kind of nice. They're in that packaging. They're not just rolling around loose. What else we got? Looks like the main unit itself comes in two parts. So we've got this part, and this would be the electric motor. This is actually quite stout. There's quite a bit of weight to this, so looks pretty good from the onset. It's nice when you pull out a product and it's got some weight. You feel like you're getting something for the money. This thing certainly has some weight to it. And if we have a look here, this is the actual, I guess there's the actual mechanism that moves the blade along. You guys have probably seen it if you've checked out the Woodland Mills website. This feels like it's quite well built as well. It's pretty solid. It's probably equally as heavy as that head unit. The switches look nice too. They have a rubber coating over top of the metal switch underneath. Looks like it's got some images there, pretty easy to see. Oh, even tells you right here where it was made. Rimbo, Sweden. Okay. Controlled and tested date 01/17/20, so January 17th, 2020, and then the person signed it. So kind of neat that way, that they actually tried it out. You know what you're getting. So we'll leave that there, and last thing we got in here, looks like we got the legs. You've seen the video on the Woodland Mills website. They've got legs. They have to be assembled, obviously. And they also have the blade guide system that holds the blade horizontal. So that's probably what some of these are. But that's it. As you can tell, that's what you're getting for your money. I think for the most part, it's not going to be all that hard to put together. It doesn't look like there's all kinds of intricate pieces. That's kind of a relief. And other than that, I think we'll get down to work. Sounds good. Okay, well, I just got this opened up, the old assembly guide, and what we're seeing is basically some diagrams that we can use to help us figure out what goes where. We'll just get the hardware opened up here, and as you can tell, there's the main base plate, and then we end up having the legs that attach to it, and we have all this hardware to do so. Tells you how many you should have of each. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay it out here, try to get it put into the right position, and then we'll get the base plate, put the legs on, which doesn't look too complex, and then move on to putting the head unit on. Well guys, about an hour later I got this thing assembled. This thing went together pretty easily. In my opinion, this wouldn't be that difficult for pretty well anybody. I didn't use that many tools, and I'll show you in just a minute exactly what tools I used. But for the most part, the instructions were spot on. They gave you diagrams more so than words. And therefore, for me, that made it even easier to put what words there were to the pictures. Anyways, hardest part for me was just wrapping my fingers around the little nuts and bolts. But besides that, I think probably any of you guys are going to be able to wing this together in an hour or less. Having a look at the product overall, I would say this thing looks pretty solid. As you know, the price is not exactly free, but then again, it's not the most expensive unit on the market either. But I think based on the price and based on the quality I can see here, I think this thing is going to turn out to be a really good value and definitely going to be a very valuable tool here, especially when I'm out there sawing wood. So, without further ado, let's check out what's left over after you've assembled this and have a look at what tools you need if you're going to put one of these guys together. So, what you're going to be left with is as follows. You're going to be left with this thing. Got a grinding stone, and From what I understand, that can help you as you're going through the sharpening process. You've also got this this little bit here, and I'll have to look up what it is because I just opened the box, so I'm not an expert yet. This is a grinding disc profile template. Okay, you're going to be left with 2 fuses, and you got some various nuts and bolts here, so you can see the hardware here they leave you with. For me, that's usually an indication I've screwed up somewhere, but in this case, no, there is some extras. So thank you, Woodland Mills, for providing that. Now, one more thing you're going to be left with that you will use as soon as you start sharpening is this guy. And what this is, according to my handy-dandy assembly guide, what do we got here? Number 51. That is a stop plate. Okay, I'm sure I'll be very accustomed to using that soon, but that's going to be one of the leftovers. In terms of tools I used to put this together, 8mm wrench, 8mm socket, and that was for the smaller nuts. I also used a 10mm socket, and as you can see, I used my impact driver, and there was one screw that required a Torx bit, and the Torx bit size I used was a T20. Okay, other than that, those are all the tools I used. There's the Torx bit I had to use to install. But other than that, those are all the tools I used. As I said, this went together quite well. Come on back in the near future because I am going to be sharpening up some blades. You guys can see them leaning up there. I restored some of the old ones that I thought I was going to end up throwing out. Shined them up real nice, and I'm going to try to sharpen them and see if I can put a few more cuts on them. So that's going to do it for me here today. Appreciate all you guys being here. Come on back next time because I have another video that really goes with this sharpener. And if you know what I mean, you'll probably read between the lines. I have a setter that's actually sitting right behind me, the new one by Woodland Mills. It just came in the mail as well. So after assembling this, I'm going to check out the setter and see how it stands up to the sharpener, and then ultimately put them both into use. Guys, I appreciate you all being here. Come on back next time, and I will see you then.